everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Debbie, and today on my channel we're going to be making peanut butter chocolate chip cookies. So if you think you'd like to know that recipe, stay tuned. And if you're not subscribed on my channel, please hit that red subscribe button and give me a thumbs up and hit the bell icon so you're notified of every video that I upload. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is whisk in a bowl 5 cups of flour. I'm making a big batch. I make my cookies a pretty good size around, so I like to double my batch so I get a good amount of cookies out of it. So that's 3, 4, and 5. Okay, then next we're going to add 3 teaspoons of baking soda. 1, 2, 3. Then to that we're going to be adding 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. Now, I add a little bit of cornstarch to mine. It tends to make a chew, a little more of a chew on the cookie. I might add 2.5 actually. So there's 1, 2, maybe a half. And then 2 teaspoons of salt, and I already have it measured out. And a splash of cinnamon. A little shake. Maybe up to 1/8 of a teaspoon. Just a little touch of cinnamon. Okay, we're gonna whisk that all together. We're gonna set this aside, and then we're going to beat our butter and our sugars with a stand mixer. Okay, I have my stand mixer in this cabinet. Just pops up like that. Take my cover off. Take out all the attachments that's in here. And today we're going to be using the one that has the little rubber scraper on one edge. Plug it in. And there you have the mixer. Let's get this attached and get to beating our butter and our sugars. I already pre-measured out my brown sugar and my white sugar. Okay, so we're going to put in our 2 cups of butter. It's just been sitting out at room temperature, so it's pretty soft, but it's not melted. And I've often wondered, how did they come up with how to fold these papers on these sticks of butter? That's kind of a silly question, but I'm just curious if anybody out there knows like an easy way to actually get into a stick of butter, because sometimes the ends rip off and then you got to pick that paper off. You know a fast, easy way, let me know in the comments. And if you hear my grand dog whining in the background, I have my grand dog again. So we got our 2 cups of butter. And next we're going to be adding our 2.5 cups of brown sugar. Like I said, I had it pre-measured out. Dump that in. And then my 1.5 cups of white sugar. And then we're going to raise that up and turn it on. Get that well beat together. Kind of cream it. Next to the mixture, we're going to add our peanut butter. This is 2 cups of peanut butter. I got my granddog and my grandson here today. My granddaughters are out playing or off playing softball. See my Aunt B in Michigan this week coming up. Let's mix that up together. Scrape my sides. I love my KitchenAid mixer, but it's just kind of hard to maneuver while the paddle's in there. Now we're going to incorporate our eggs. And I have 4 eggs and then 1 egg yolk in here. Adding just the extra egg yolk, I'm trying to get it a little chewy, the cookie. I like a little chewy in the middle. So let's add these. I'll do them one at a time. We're going to add some vanilla, 2 teaspoons. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. Mix that in. I think we're there. Now we're going to take this off of here and we're going to stir in our dry ingredients until it's combined. We're just going to stir that in by hand. Okay, we're going to add our dry ingredients into these little at a time. And you want to just do this part by hand. You don't want to overmix. You can use the stand mixer if you just incorporate it. Just don't overmix it. And it's really not that hard to do with a wooden spoon. Now, after I get these mixed, I'm going to chill them for maybe 15 minutes. We're going to mix the rest in. Here's where you get a little muscle into it. And I'll probably speed this part up so you don't have to watch me stir the whole time. Okay, now we're going to add our chocolate chips. I'm using semi-sweet. We're going to do about 3 cups. Stir those in, and then we'll be ready to chill. Okay, she looks good. I'm going to put her in the fridge for just like 15 minutes at the most. I'm going to line a baking sheet with parchment paper. We're going to get these in the oven. Okay, I have my oven preheating to 350. They've been in the fridge just a few minutes. Like I said, I liked mine kind of bigger. So we're going to go with, it's almost like, I'm going to do maybe 1.5 inch. I'm going to roll it in sugar. This just kind of gives the top a little crackle whenever it bakes. And I'm going to press it down just a little bit to flatten. Try and get them about the same size. Just roll them in white sugar. I might make some on the next pan, not so big. I want some nice sized ones. Kind of like you go to the bakery and get a big old cookie. Just kind of make mine a little bit into a nice round ball. Roll it in the sugar. Lay it and press it a little bit. And two, with this cookie dough, if I get tired of making them and decide, you know what, that's enough for now, I can freeze it. I would go ahead and form my little patties just like this, my balls, and then press them a little bit and then flash freeze them on a tray like this, and maybe for an hour, then take them out and then put them in a Ziploc bag. And then when you're ready to bake them, you would just take them right out of the freezer and put them on your baking sheet and bake them from frozen, just like you do, like if you get cookies from Swan's delivery. I don't know, is that still around, Swan's? I don't know. I used to get Swan's. They used to come to my house when my sons was little. I would never be able to afford that stuff now. I don't know how I did then. But okay, we're going to put the rest of these on, and I'll meet you back here when they're getting ready to go in the oven. Okay, on to our second pan. That pan made 15. I don't know if I said that before. Okay, another 15. Probably have, maybe I could do another 15 out of here. I'm gonna go ahead and roll them in balls and just leave them in this pan or in this bowl until the other ones come out, and then place them on there. And I got 15 more. So 3 pans of 15 is 45 cookies that made. And they're gonna be really big cookies. So I'm gonna go check on the ones in the oven. I'll be back. Okay, the first batch is out. So I just got them off the tray. I did let them sit about 10 minutes on the cookie sheet, and then I transferred them to the wire rack. And so they're still hot. I got 2 more pans in. These, because they are so big, they took 17 minutes. And the crackling on the top, that is from what the sugar does when you roll it in sugar. So they smell really, really good. So we'll give it a taste in a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna taste one. Now they did scooch into each other a little bit, so they're not perfectly round. I had to part them. But the center is very tender. Oh, that's another pan ready. So let me take a bite. Mmm. Mmm. The peanut butter mixed with that chocolate chip, it's just a winner. The outside edges are crispy. The inside is chewy. They're delicious. I love this recipe. I'm gonna have it linked down in the description box. So I hope you try these and leave me a comment. I love hearing from you guys. So until next time, take care of yourself and each other. Bye. Delicious.